This is Terrence R.J. Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions, coming to you from an article I read from the Economic Collapse blog. I don't visit it on and often, but when I do visit, I'm always impressed by the articles that they produce. It was one that caught my attention, 44 numbers from 2018 that are almost too crazy to believe. The author does a good job of just pointing out different things that sometimes we're not paying attention to. And as we start the new year, just want to cover articles that maybe some of the things that I thought would be appropriate to actually talk about these different aspects. Some of these things probably would not be ones that I would be looking at, but it's worth to definitely see. So I'm going to dive right into the article. As of course, I'm going to put a link inside the description for you to view at your leisure. Was 2018 everything that you expected it to be? Every year contains surprises, but 2018 truly turned out to be a year that we will never forget. Over the past 12 months, we witnessed great political shaking. Wall Street experienced the worst downturn that we've seen since 2008. The crust of our planet was rattled by an increasing number of major seismic events. Social decay spread like wildfire. America continued to become even more divided as a nation. In comparison, 2017 was rather bland and boring. And I truly believe that one day we'll look back on 2018 as a major turning point. It is amazing that 12 months has flown by already. It seems like the years just keeps getting faster, and perhaps that's because we're getting older. In any event, the following are 44 numbers from 2018 that are almost too crazy to believe. Number one study found that the average American spends 86 hours a month on a cell phone. Number two, a different study discovered that 37% of all Americans have eaten fast food within the last 24 hours. Wow. Number three, 90% of the beer that Americans drink is produced by just two gigantic corporations. Okay. Number four, McDonald's feeds approximately 70 million people a day globally. Pornhub gets more than 78 million visits a day. Number five, 60% of all Americans actually believe they have seen a ghost. Number six, the middle class continues to decline. At this point, this is where it gets interesting, where everything to me is dependent on economics. At this point, half of all American workers make less than $30,553 a year. Wow. Number seven, during the 2018 midterm elections, Democrats were able to pick up 40 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. Those who were forecasting a red tsunami were completely and totally wrong. Number eight, Kevin Spacey's incredibly creepy YouTube video entitled "Let Me Be Frank," in which he promises that he would never be held accountable for his action, has already been viewed by more than 8 million times. Wow. Number nine, since 2007, the total amount of student loan debt in America has nearly tripled this year. Wow. Number 10, the suicide rate in the United States has risen by 33% since 1999. Number 11, suicide is now the second leading cause of death for Americans from age 15 to 24. Now, this is just disturbing and sad at the same time. Number 12, Netflix recently made a deal to renew streaming of Friends for another year for $100 million. Wow. Number 13, according to the United Nations Population Fund, 40% of all births in the United States now happen outside of marriage. But if you go back to 1970, that figure was sitting just at 10%. Shows you the difference where we're living at as a country and as a whole. Also as even in the world. Number 14, 13 million households in the United States do not always have enough food to eat. So if you have enough food to eat every day, you should consider yourself to be very blessed. I'll repeat that again. 13 million households in the United States do not always have enough food to eat. Number 15, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, almost 1 out of every 4 children in rural areas is currently living in poverty. Repeat that again. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, almost 1 out of every 4 children in rural areas is currently living in poverty. Number 16, at this point, almost 52% of all children live in a home that receives monthly help from the federal government. Number 17, over 500,000 people are homeless in the United States right now. Number 18, today 1 million Americans are living in their RVs, and that number is rising with each passing year. Number 19, social decay is clearly evident even in our most prosperous cities. One recent investigation found that 300 piles of human feces on the streets of downtown San Francisco. Wow. Number 20, 62% of all U.S. jobs do not pay enough to support a middle-class lifestyle. It was a great economy. We've been led to believe they're supposed to be happy. Number 21, in 1980, the average American worker debt was 1.96 times larger than his or her monthly salary. Today, the number has ballooned to 5.00 times their monthly salary. 22, over half of the country now receives more in government transfer payments than they pay in taxes. Number 23, according to one recent study, the rate of people 65 and older filing for bankruptcy is 3 times what it was in 1991. Number 24, this is really interesting. More than 100 churches in the United States are dying every single week. If you don't have capital to fund existence, then you can't be able to fund the churches as well. But I didn't know that more than 100 churches in the United States are dying every single week. Wow. Number 25, you go back to 1986, just 10% of all young adults were religiously unaffiliated, but now that number has jumped all the way to 39%. Number 26, according to one recent survey, Americans from age 18 to age 29 favor Democrats over Republicans by a 66% to 32% gain margin. Number 27, one study found that 1/3 of all American teenagers haven't read a single book in the past year. Number 28, the number of married couples with children in the United States just reached a 56-year low. Number 29, in the city of Baltimore, approximately 1 out of every 4 babies is born as opioid addict. Man. Number 30, according to the New York Times, approximately 110 million Americans have a sexually transmitted disease right now. Damn. Number 31 is being projected that the total amount of plastics in the oceans of the world will exceed the total weight of all fish by the year 2050. Number 32, 90% of all seabirds in the world have now plastic in their stomachs. Back in 1960, that number was just sitting at just 5%. Wow. Number 33, in August, we learned that the number of global earthquakes over the last 30 days have risen to a level that was 50% above normal. Number 34, in September, an all-time record, 7 named storms were swirling across the globe simultaneously. Number 35, in October, we witnessed the 3rd largest single-day point crash in stock market history on the exact same day that the 3rd most powerful hurricane in United States history made landfall. In November, the Camp Fire destroyed 14,000 homes and businesses in Northern California. It was the most destructive wildfire in the history of the state. Number 37, according to the official Twitter account of Mount Washington Observatory in New Hampshire, they had wind chills of between 70 and 75 degrees on Thanksgiving morning. Wow. Number 38, in the aftermath of the magnitude 7-point earthquake that rattled Anchorage, the state of Alaska was shaken by more than 1,400 earthquakes. Number 39, in early December, the largest earthquake in 45 years hit eastern Tennessee. Number 40, during the last full week before Christmas, the Dow fell 1,655 points. That was the worst week of the stock market since the financial crisis of 2008. Number 41, the National Federation was predicting that the total Christmas spending would surpass $465 billion or trillion. 465 billion in 2008. Only 25 countries on the entire planet have a GDP that's greater than that number. In 2017, the Dow was either up or down by 1% or more just 8 times. In 2008, it happened 64 times. Volatility has returned to Wall Street in a major way, and that is really a bad sign. Number 43, a recent survey of corporate financial officers discovered that 82% of them believe that a recession will have started by the end of 2020. Number 44, during 2018, the U.S. national debt increased by nearly $1.4 trillion. We're now almost $22 trillion in debt, and there is no end to our debt problems on the horizon. This is Terrence Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions. This video has been any value to please subscribe, leave some comments. Encourage you to take a look at this. I kind of read over it a little quickly, but these are definitely 44 things to really pay attention to. Until my next video, I'm out.